Guys, today we'll be learning about classifying numbers. And so there are different sets of numbers. The first one we'll talk about is a natural number. You can just think of a natural number as anything that includes 1 and is above it. So a natural number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1,020, 3 million. Basically anything that's not a 0 or anything that's not a negative, and no decimals. Now a whole number is all the natural numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 million, 7 gazillion, trillion, except for you can have 0 now. And an integer is all of this, all of the whole numbers and all the natural numbers, except now you can have negative numbers. So you can have the 0, you can have the negative numbers, you can have the positive numbers, but no decimals. Now when you get to rational numbers, this is the little trickier part. So rational numbers are positive and negative and they can go on forever, but you can have decimals. But the decimals have to stop at a certain point, like 2.5. 2.5 stops at the 0.5. Or negative 3.25, which stops at the 5. And square root of 64 is 8, so 8 just is a natural, it's whole, it's integer, it's rational. And you can look at something like negative 400,000.2. That's rational because it terminates at the 0.2 and you know it stops. But if you go on to irrational numbers, which is the next segment, an irrational number is any number that doesn't stop. 3.678123, it doesn't stop, it just keeps on going. You don't know what comes after that. Or negative 3.624105, it doesn't stop. Generally, you can assume that if you see a decimal and it goes on for a long time, doesn't stop in 1, 2, 3, or 4 decimals, that it's irrational. But if it stops in 1, 2, 3, or 4 points after, then you can assume it's a rational number. Alright guys, so let's do a few practice questions. So you look at 4.5, number 1. So is 4.5 a natural number? Well, no, because 4.5 has that 0.5 at the end, and a natural number is anything 1 and up. So it's not a natural number. Take a look at the whole number though. Is 4.5 a whole number? Well, no, because 4.5 has that 0.5 decimal on the back of it, and a whole number is anything 0 and above. Now so it's not a whole number, but take a look at an integer. Is 4.5 an integer? No, because once again that 0.5 prevents it from being an integer, a whole number, or a natural number. But what about a rational number? Take a look at the 0.5. The number stops at the 0.5. So you know that it's a rational number because it terminates at a 0.5. And what about irrational? Well, if a number is rational, it can't be irrational because that 0.5 ends definitively. Let's look at number 2. Let's take a look at negative 3. Is negative 3 a natural number? Well, no, because a natural number is anything 1 and above. Is it a whole number? Once again, no, because a whole number is anything 0 and above. But what about an integer? Is negative 3 an integer? Yes, it is, because it's whole, it has no decimals, and that fulfills what an integer should be. What about a rational number? A negative 3 is a rational number because there's a 0.0 implied whenever you have that decimal. So it's a rational number as well because you know it ends. Well, and then if it's a rational number, you know it can't be an irrational number.